Ownership to me means pride in process. Ownership of any situation, it's all involved. It's property-wide. It doesn't matter if you're a member of executive team or if you're frontline on the gaming floor. Decisions made are just as important. Ownership speaks to me in my personal and professional life by having to be vulnerable, be honest with myself, and see opportunities before they happen. You got to think outside the box, and you know, you predict things to happen and communicate that to your teams. When you make a mistake, you have to own it, and just be honest with your team, and everybody learns from one another. At the end of the day, I think ownership is valuable to the organization because it focuses on more of the positives, and then the negatives go by the wayside. For operations, when it comes to friendliness, we're on top of it. We communicate one another. It happens so often we forget we're even doing it. If I have a bad experience with a guest, or I encounter, not that I have one, but I encounter a guest that has a bad experience, if I'm able to smooth that over, I communicate it to the other supervisors. This is where I got them. This is what I said. Things of that nature to calm and diffuse the situation. If we have a good guest experience, all the same. It's the same communication across the board. We even communicate it out through emails and give the guest information, and of course with my guest now being implemented, that helps too, because we learn a lot of favorable information on each player that can be communicated property-wide, company-wide, so better things to come.
When I think about excellence, I think about my late grandfather. We called him Papa George. He was your biggest cheerleader and biggest hype man. I mean, if you were cutting a piece of paper and you did it well with excellence, he would tell you, "Oh, yes, child, that's a Malone." He'd ball his fist up. It was the most precious thing ever. And if you were running a race, if you gave it 110%, it was the same thing. And what I didn't realize until I was an adult was that he was teaching us to really take pride and really produce excellent work in whatever avenue of what we were doing, whether it was in school, whether it was in an organization, or whether it was at work. And so when I think about my time here at Pinnacle and the projects that I've worked on and the advancement that I've had in the company, I always think about him. And he's my reference point for everything. Would he be proud? I know he's looking down from heaven, and I would like to think that he's smiling all the time and giving me "that's a Malone." And when I think about excellence in terms of working for the company for the past 6 years, I think that it's all about giving 110% and people being able to look at the work and know that, yes, Martina produced this, and it speaks to the quality of what we expect from her. And when we do it well, when we do our jobs well and we give it 110%, I believe that it impacts the company as a whole. I mean, just imagine if everyone gives 110% every time they come to work. The results of that and the impact that it has on not just our property, but the company is just tremendous.
Innovation to me is an excitement for change. It's not only a willingness, but an eagerness to look at something from a fresh perspective, to look at it with a new set of eyes and try to determine how can we make this bigger, better, more efficient, whatever the case may be. Innovation is very, very important for our organization, specifically because everything, everywhere is always changing. Market trends are changing, technology is changing, our guests and what they want is constantly changing. So we have to analyze and reanalyze what those things are and how they're affecting us so that we can look at what we do, how we do it, and how do we do it better. A lot of times whenever we talk about the culture here at Pinnacle, what we a lot of times get to is that the main reason that a lot of us are motivated to come to work every day is because of our culture and the culture of our team members and our leaders. And while that is extremely true for me, it goes a step beyond that because I'm constantly thinking about how to improve things for our team members and our leaders.
Care is essentially showing care for other people around you, especially for those people that are in need, and making sure that the need is filled. Whether it's making sure that our first-time guests are experiencing a magical, memorable moment on our casino floor, or even if it's training other team members in their everyday duties. We train our officers to show care and show compassion towards our guests, because if we don't do that, the guests will never come back. So that's one of our things that, one of our values that we pride ourselves on, to making sure that the guests come back time and time again. There are many examples I can use to show how we express care. One of them is our team member assistance fund. A lot of our team members last year got an opportunity to obtain some funds to at least try to rebuild some of their lives, things that they lost in the flood. One of the ways that we showed that we care about our security officers, we pick a security officer of the month. That means giving them a plaque, making sure that we give them something to celebrate them every time they make an achievement. Another way the company shows that they care about our team members is the My Voice. The team members get an opportunity to get their voices heard, to make their workplace a better place to work.
Hey, my name is Travis Dabney. I'm security lead from L'Auberge Casino, and I won the award in integrity. Integrity is so powerful. The words integrity mean trustworthy. Anytime you working in security firm or being a law enforcement, the guests go out in public and they trust you with confidential information, money, anything like that. So being nominated for this award, it really means a lot to me. My team members to think that value of when you define the word integrity, it means trustworthy. It's a lot. It's a lot of words that you can say that meant can define those words, and I'm just real humbled to receive those awards. I think it goes by my everyday lifestyle. Even if I'm off the clock, even where you see guests and I'm still speaking to them, being the same person who I am. One thing about a guest, when you tell them something or you tell a team members, own up to it. It's about respect and it's about trustworthy. If a team member come tell you some information and we hold a lot of sensitive information along ourselves, we keep it to ourselves and don't let it spill out to other departments like that. Once they feel they can trust you, they feel they bond a relationship with you. And that's how most guests come here and feel that they bond a relationship with us. Because a lot of people come here, we do a lot of older crowd, they come here, they want a reaction, they want somebody to be able to listen to. So it's basically when we listen to them, they trust us with information that they probably don't trust their family member with. So being able to be nominated for this award is an extremely true honor. But I couldn't do it alone. My team members always helped me along myself. And my grandma always tell me, be yourself, and it take you a long way in life.
Let me start this over. Rewind and clap.
Except Martino is all smiley and photogenic.
But I had to tell myself to smile though.
Chilly. Okay.
Oh god. Hey, action. I'm not asking you a question. Oh, you want me to ask a question?
Like just to start off.
I thought that's what this was.
No, I just told you. I said I'm not gonna ask you no question.
supposed to say that.
Did this because this is the quality of work. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera. Shucks.
Use in order to.
It's okay. Take you a
That's
deep
not
breath.
what I wanted to
It's okay.
say.
Take you a deep breath.
And I'm so excited just to be nominated for this award that, all right.
You're good.
All right, you're good.
You just ran off on me. Like, come on, like. All right, do I want to wing it and act like I'm talking to myself? So I'm like, okay, let's wing it.